Continuing the saga of Eyenine minus the drama, making sentence structures running while rarely missing a comma. Coming from all directions, you know my rhymes are infectious. I'm making lyric after lyric as I strive for perfection. Perfect timing when I'm rhyming, but what I'm lagging behind it is a motivation. Cause of this mindset that I'm confined and finding ways to make it fit. Always thinking I should quit, trying never to look back on all the songs I didn't hit. I'm better than ever, bringing a fresher endeavor. So now just try to remember that I'll be clever forever. And I'm coming to get it, I'm never been second. I'm rapping the records, I'll never forget it. I'm not sure I credit, don't need a new edit. I'm better, I said it, so come on and get it. I'm setting a record, something you'll never forget it. I'm making deals with the devil, so now I've reached a new level. But now my mind is disheveled, I know I shouldn't have reveled in the dark power of devils, my inner shake when it bellows. This lack of communication is getting rough. So you say I happen to be complacent. You've said enough for one day. This lack of communication is getting rough. So you say I happen to be complacent. You've said enough for one day. My side of arguments can't be tampered with, so why bother if you can't even handle it? By now you know that there is no dismissing this. When I talk trash, everybody listens in. Due to high volume, I've increased my output of insults per minute, much more than any mouth could articulate, which is great for living in this day and age. Pages of my story has a ink that likes to fade away. I've made a name for being anything but irresponsible, and when it comes to writing, I believe in the impossible. There's lots to know when it comes to grammar and rhetoric, so just try to get somewhere without having any etiquette. I better get ahead of where I was when I get started this, to break away from everybody yelling. My eyesight type might be perfect, but that doesn't mean I can see what's worthless. This lack of communication is getting rough. So you say I happen to be complacent. You've said enough for one day. This lack of communication is getting rough. So you say I happen to be complacent. You've said enough for one day.
Talk a good one, but you don't want it. Talk a good one, but you don't want it.
Continuing the story of my life minus the glory. All the chapters in my book are poorly written and boring, and I think it's safe to say that I should move on with my days. I cannot think of better ways to end my months of all this haze. All my fire rages on, I put my anger in my songs. I think that's where it all belongs, so that my mind can get along with all the rumors running strong. No matter if they're right or wrong, I'll be here even when they're gone. My words will always ramble on. I need to see a reason of something that's worth believing. Medicine for all the bleeding, cause she made me scared of dreaming. Another fearless female leaving. I'm breathing deep and I'm heaving, feeling cheapened by her weeping. A CD trick she's been keeping. Now I'm screaming cause she's scheming, hoping this day is the weekend. And I think that even she can tell that I've been lacking sleeping. Well, I don't know how to pretend, hell my mind is surely weakened, and I'm sure not one to deepen all the times I've dreamed of the end. And I'm going through some changes, and I know they're not just phases. Now it seems like all these stages are beginning to be outrageous. The haters are making playlists on a makeshift radio station. They've been playing all of the lame hits, just a facelift of the same. This lack of communication is getting rough. So you say I happen to be complacent. You've said enough for one day. This lack of communication is getting rough. So you say I happen to be complacent. You've said enough for one day. This lack of communication, this lack of communication, this lack of communication, this lack of communication. What? This lack of communication, this lack of communication, this lack of communication.
It's called lack of motivation, right? Yeah, so